everybody, Stephanie here from Instant Pot Basics and Beyond. How you doing? Today we are going to talk about breakfast. Everybody loves breakfast. You want a hearty breakfast, but who has time in the morning to make breakfast, right? Well, Instant Pot to the rescue. So today we're going to cook steel cut oats. Steel cut oats, I don't know how well you can see this, but maybe if I drop them or hold them, no, that just makes a mess. Is the oat grain cut in pieces. Regular oatmeal like you're used to that's flat is they take the oat grain and they roll it. That's why they're called rolled oats, because they flatten it. So they don't take as long to cook. Instant oats, or those packets you get, are rolled oats that are then like chopped into bits. So steel cut oats take longer to cook because they are the whole grain, but they also have a nuttier, chewier texture, are more filling in my opinion, and are better for you. So today we're going to do this. This is one of those recipes that, while it probably takes about the same time as it would take to make them on the stove, you set it, you walk away. You don't worry about oats boiling over on your stove. You don't worry about the bottom burning because you didn't stir it good enough. You turn it on, you go take a shower, and when you come back, your breakfast is ready. Super awesome. These have a natural release, so you don't have to worry about being there when it's done to do a quick release or anything. It's perfect for those mornings. Set it, go take your half an hour, 40 minutes to get ready, come back, breakfast is ready to go. It also works great to make ahead of time, and then you can just keep a big batch in the fridge and just scoop out what you need in the morning and warm it up and you're off and going. Today I'm going to do basic oats. There are a million variations out there. I might share some of those in the future. I've done oats with coconut milk. I just saw a recipe yesterday that I really want to try that's like a banana bread flavor oats that actually has mashed bananas in it. That sounds amazing. And then obviously the toppings are endless. You could add spices to these. I have a friend who loves to put cinnamon in hers that tastes, she just really likes them that way. I'm also going to link to an article that kind of talks about different methods, times, water to oat ratios, if you want yours a little chewier, a little mushier, that sort of thing. They are always going to have a different texture for rolled oats. That's the nature of steel cut oats. But you can still get them a little creamier, a little chewier. Today we're going to do all water. You can definitely, if you wanted to have them, again, creamier, you could do half milk, and whether that's dairy milk, almond milk, cashew milk, soy milk, whatever kind of milk you want, coconut milk. Works just fine. So start with your pot, and you need to grease it to make the oats easily removable from your pot. So I'm just going to use my non-stick spray. You could use, I guess, probably coconut oil if you wanted. Ghee is a popular thing if you want to do that. You don't need much, just give it a quick spray. So, well, I'll leave this here. So then we're going to add in our water. I've also seen recipes where some people like to toast their oats. In the Instant Pot, they'll turn it to saute and toast their oats a little bit beforehand, kind of give it maybe a nuttier flavor. So today we're doing a 3-to-1 ratio. So we have 3 cups of liquid, 1 cup of oats. You can easily double that in a 6-quart pot. You can do it just as easily in the 8-quart if you have an 8-quart Instant Pot. Give them a little swirl. There's a black thing floating in here. Oh well. I guess I'll find it when I eat them, won't I? Okay, so we're just going to pop that in here. Pop. So we're going to put the lid on. You got to line it up the right way or it's not going to go on. Turn this around. Turn your knob to sealing, and again, it's all wobbly until it comes to pressure. The silver thing will pop up, which locks the lid, and then your venting valve will be sealed and won't move anymore. Also remember, especially because we have a bunch of liquid in here, that as it comes to pressure, it's going to release some steam. It might sputter, it might make some noise, but that's all part of the process. It's totally normal. So, mine has a porridge setting, which I've honestly actually never used, but I'm going to push it for a minute. So this lights up at normal and high pressure. If we do manual, it's also at high pressure. We're just going to do manual because that's how I like to do things. You could play around with it if you wanted. We're going to do these for 8 minutes and see what happens. So again, you just manual, adjust the time, let it go. It's going to say on until it comes to pressure. Once it comes to pressure, it will show the time that you've set it for, and it will count down. Like I said, these we're going to do a natural release on. So we're just going to let them go till they're done. And what I mean by natural release until it's done is the silver dot will fall down, the silver pin, and you will be able to easily open the lid. And it will be done making noise. A couple of reasons you don't want to do a quick release on oats is oats, if you've ever cooked them on the stove, you know, make a lot of foam. And if you do a quick release, that's all going to come spewing out at you. The other thing is because the oats are little and you have all that foam, you could actually get oat particles that might end up clogging your venting valve. And so it's just easier. Give yourself enough time. Like I said, they take 30 to 40 minutes. I'll time them today and note that on the video that you're watching when they're done. So we're just going to let that go, and we'll come back and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Hey everybody, it's Stephanie again. We're back. So our oats have cooked. We've let it natural release. And if there's a glare, I'm sorry. So it took about 15 minutes or so. Our lid's totally loose. So we're going to pop that off. Careful, because it's going to be steamy. Woo! Remember, there's usually always water that drips, so just be cautious there. Okay, so we're going to stir these up. Which is sometimes tricky. They may be soupier than you might like, but give them a few minutes. They'll thicken up. I wish the Instant Pot was like... Why do I spray my pot holder? See-through, you know, like those mixer bowls. Okay. So here we go. So a little water, but you give them a good stir. Again, that link I talked about, I'm going to post in the comments that gives you a couple different, you know, if they're, sorry, I'm really good at interrupting myself. A couple different water to oat ratios as well as cooking times depending on how you like your oats. That'd be a big bowl of oats in the morning. Oh, stick that in there. So if you find that this is a little bit too al dente, as they would say, we can use that term even though they're oats, not pasta, maybe cook them for 10 minutes instead of 8 minutes. If you feel like maybe you like them thicker, you could do 2.5 cups of water instead of a whole 3 cups of water. Again, like I said, you could do part milk, part water. I wouldn't do all milk. Really high dairy content recipes don't do as well in the Instant Pot just because dairy in general doesn't like to be heated to such a high temperature for so long. Or you can just, you know, add some when you're done. But again, the options for oats are endless. You know, top it with some berries, top it with some nuts, some bananas. You know, add some cinnamon, add some nutmeg, whatever, brown sugar, maple syrup, honey, however you want to do. So that is steel cut oats. Again, not too tricky, but I know that sometimes if you're doing new things, it can be a little bit intimidating. I also found, even just in my own research for recipes yesterday, looking on Google, like, there were all across the board of cooking times and, you know, water to oat ratios and stuff like that. So it can be a little bit tricky. So I hope that this helps. I hope that this either gives you your favorite recipe or maybe gives you at least a starting point to find your favorite way to eat your oats. Maybe then once you've got this figured out, try some of those other recipes I mentioned. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I will link some of those other variations. Like I said, there was a coconut one, excuse me, banana bread that I think would also be super yummy. And I would, if I was making this, I have a bunch of little kids and a husband, I would for sure double it. This might feed me for maybe 2 days, but if I've got to feed everybody breakfast, I'm going to need a bit more. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that this was helpful. We're on Facebook. This is on YouTube. Like, subscribe, all the things. Make sure that you don't miss anything from Instant Pot Basics and beyond.